Hello and welcome to part 2 of my decoration tutorial. Sorry I wasn't able to finish in the last one. I'll try to make this one nice and quick so we can get it done so you can enjoy your hideout. Thanks again for everyone for hanging out with me. It means a lot. So let's get started. Probably where we started last episode, in the market. So the first thing you probably want to do if you're continuing off of the last video is you want to fix the floor here. It's gonna get messed up when you place a couple items. And this is what I was talking about, that things aren't compatible. Um, Foliage isn't compatible with it. I guess this would be considered foliage. Anyways, it removes the path here, so let's put the moss, or not the mossy, the regular cobblestone back there. And then probably right here as well. I would say do dirt underneath the other parts. Maybe some cobblestone right there. Yeah, the rest of this should be good. Over here for the cobblestone. And right, you want to probably just place dirt for the rest of these. Whoopsie, we don't want to do it in that corner there. Right there, and maybe right there. Underneath this thing, underneath these. Might as well throw underneath the melons. This should already be dirt from the last time we played. And then underneath the wood. Since we still have dirt collected, might as well go over here to this little corner and do it right here too to connect the path to the staircase here. Looks like there's dirt in this corner here. We can probably get rid of that. No, it's not actually. That's grass. Alright, cool. So now that's done, let's connect this path over here with some dirt. Use your area drawing just to make it easy. Don't do it one by one. You'll regret it. With that selected, there's a few other areas where you need some dirt. So I'll go over to by the dojo. There's a pathway between the dojo and the gallery. Connect that with some dirt. And then there's a little staircase right here on the other side of the kakurega. I'm gonna connect that with some dirt too. Maybe do it like that. Here and here, and then you can decide whether you want to connect it right here or here. In this case, I think we'll do like that, because then we can throw some stones or something right here. We're gonna do some tinkering with this space as well. I kind of goofed on some things. We'll probably go back to some pathways here eventually. Maybe draw a square of dirt there, and this is if you decided to put a small room back here. That was completely optional if you have this small room back there from the layout design video. If not, you don't have to do this. Oopsie. Connect those right there, and then eventually we'll have a bridge here. I think that's all the pathways, so let's go ahead and throw that bridge there now, actually. I want to say I had the long garden bridge. I honestly kind of got lax in this space back here, because this is the area I come to the least. I think I put it right about here. Having the tree on this side, if you want, that's up to preference. You can then probably connect the rest of the pathway to the bridge that you've just built. So now, going back to what I said earlier, you wouldn't really have a path like an L like that. Probably have that right there. Get rid of this one. This one, this one. That looks more realistic. Then you could probably put some more foliage here. I did actually end up having a bell tower here though. In case the shinobi decide to attack from the forest. You'll be ready with this bell tower. Then you'll want to probably connect that there. There's some natural bushes here on my file, but if you wanted to, you could probably build some other. But we're not going to do that just yet, because there's other pieces we need to be placing. Alright, so actually first things first. Let's come back to the front of the dojo area. Move this tree back one. It should be lined up with this staircase of your kakurega. Now that that's done, we'll go up into the build menu, and then we will grab some stones. This guy right here, big boy, sizable stone. Throw that one. Either here or here. That's up to you, because we're going to throw a bush on the other side of it. We're also going to throw some flowers down. Also up to preference, we're going to throw the blue hydrangea brush here. And then the bushes are right below that. We'll throw the camellia bush here. Camellia. Oopsie. Alright. So something that I noticed I wanted to do differently on my main file is put this peaceful garden over here somewhere. So I decided on right here. And there's a lantern in there. Throw that in there. So that's right behind her. Get more cherry blossoms. Kind of closes off that space as well. While you're on the Sakura tree menu, go over here and throw... Which one is this one? This is either young or the one that's kind of got an arch over it. You're going to throw that right over this path here. We're going to stay in this menu here for a bit though, the Sakura tree, because now that we've got that, we're going to come up to the opposite side over here. By the, I forget the name of the buildings, the residential space. We're gonna put some foliage over here. It's kind of sad right now. So, I'm gonna throw this one right here, sideways. And then we're gonna go to this one over here, the smaller one. This one has a lantern on it. I'm gonna throw that one right here. Got a peaceful garden. We're gonna go ahead and throw that over here by the... I'm not even sure what that piece is called. You get that one from the Yusuke quest line. That will kind of close off this barrier, giving you small chunks right here to build on. So with that, you're actually gonna go back a menu, and you're gonna go to the overgrown lantern. This is another big boy, and you're gonna throw that right in the middle of the Sakura trees that you placed over there, leaving you some space between the others to put other pine trees and stuff. We're going to be using this one a few times, but actually we're going to go to this one right here, and you're going to throw that either this side or this side. Let's put it over here, like so. And then, go back a menu, there's another tree we need. do believe it's under maple trees. It's this one. Leafy maple tree. I wish I knew where I got a lot of these things. Sorry. So that's going to go on the opposite side. This is a 1x2. So it should fit in this space here. Leaving you room for a bush. So what we're going to do is put that like so. And we're going to go back to menu. And then we're going to grab a bush. Any bush of your choice, that's kind of up to you. If you pick what you want, you're going to put that right next to this. Let's see what bush looks nice here. That's a nice chunky bush. Alright. Well, I'm going to go into the lights real quick. The back of menu. Actually, not lights. Yeah, no, yeah, not lights. We do have boulders we need to replace. Sorry, ADHD. And we're going to grab one of these little guys here. And we're going to throw it right in this corner here. Probably up against the rock to kind of make it feel like it's part of that build there. That'll give some illumination to this space. Now that we're on this menu, let's throw ahead and go to this big boy lantern. We're gonna be using this guy all over the place, real quick. So go back to the dojo. Throw on to the left of this thing if you got it. Down. That's the Tanuki one you get from the Junjiro quest line. Then you're going to go on the opposite side where the little Buddha shrine is. And you're going to throw it right up against the sides of the walkway. And then you're going to go over here. And where was this one? Shoot. I don't remember. Actually, it might be kind of if we tinker with this space here a little bit. Okay. So, first things first, this tree needs to move over to the right. That's in the wrong spot. Then, go to the build menu. And we'll start with bamboo, which is underneath the sakura trees. Here we go. Throw this guy right here. That's the only bamboo you'll need, I believe. Now that's done, we're going to throw a peaceful garden, which is underneath the sakura trees. You can only place so many of these. This is a kind of a precious piece. That'll be over here. From there, we need to go to the stones, place a couple stones. Need a long boy here. I think it's actually this spiky one. Where's that? This guy. Like so. There's gonna be a pathway here leading to a little shrine. Okay, so with that, you're going to go back to the foliage. There's another piece we need here. Trying to visualize the space in my head. Sorry, I don't have it memorized. I think you need curved pine tree here. Yeah. Or any 1 or 3x3 tree piece if you want. If you want a bigger one. I like this one. With that, you will then want to place some bushes. We'll put this little guy. Boop. And then over here we'll throw a bush. Kinda like the way that bush looked. Another bush probably back here. If you want, you could probably throw a bush here or a 1x2 tree or thing. I want to say I placed it's up in here. I gotta find it. That other one I was looking at. This guy. Oh no, he's smaller. Actually no, that one was here. This is the one I was looking for. And that was I don't remember. I think it was here. Yes. Okay, sorry. There was a 1x3 right here, or a 3x1, which might have been overgrown lantern. Yeah, the overgrown lantern was definitely right here. No, it wasn't. It was over here. Sorry. Because there's a pathway here. Let's finish the pathway, because that's gonna mess me up. Go back to dirt. Because there's if you want to decide to build over here in this space, you don't want to block off this little staircase here. It's one of the only ones you got. You can do it 1x2 or 1x1. I think I decided to do a 1x1, and I put a Tory gate right here. And that's what messed me up here. That bush wasn't there. Now you can put a overgrown lantern, if I can find it, right here. Boop. Get rid of this one. Once you're done building, or you can do it as many over you want, you can put the animals down too. So let's find that shrine I was talking about. If you have any of these things, Jizo statues, you get, I think, so far I have 2. I'm imagining you get more from finding more. There, I didn't put the pathway there, whoopsie. Put gravel path there or keep it dirt the whole way. And then maybe a stone boulder of some mossy kind. This one. You can even place it like this. You can really kind of experiment here. Let's do this. And then grab a young sakura tree, one of those archway ones. Small or young? No, we don't like that one. This is the one. Place it right here. Looks like it's part of that tree, kind of. So, something else I forgot to put in the last video, among all the other foliage and stuff, is this guy. This guy's important to being right behind the Tory gate. You want it to be one space back, though. Don't remember it going into the bamboo fence like that. There you go. So since we're right here, let's try this section again. I think I messed up some things. Let's move this one down to right here. Thinking, hold on. Yeah, this one. And then this guy, move him over here. Corner. Move this one. Actually, move this up. Move this up. There we go. That's better. And then move this one down here. I think that's better. And actually, that's over here, like that. With that, we'll put this right here, and then we'll build some more. We'll get another 1x2, probably. Is this 1x2? That's kind of small. I can't tell. Make sure it's not the same piece. It is. This is nice. We'll put that right here. Oopsie, actually. Yeah, we will put that there. I think we're missing one more rock. That looks better, I think, than what we had. Yeah, I think you'll appreciate that a little more. You probably connect this to that. And then throw some courtyard gravel back here. Now, if you wanted to, you could also can have a pathway going over here, another way out of here, if you wanted, giving you another space to put some foliage and stuff. So we'll go into here and we'll grab a nice big peaceful garden. We like these pieces. Like I said, you only get so many of these. Do we want it in the middle? Actually, screw that noise. I have a better idea. So there's another piece that's fun to play with. It's gotta find it. Sorry, where are you? Is it here or is it in the stones? You know what? It might be over here actually. It's the one that comes with this one. Serene Garden. We haven't played with any of these. Cool thing about this one is it actually has a pathway already on it. So you can put it right in the middle. And have a little garden path here in the middle. Connect it with a little path right there. There. put some foliage and stuff around that. Sorry, I thought it was another menu. So I couldn't find that. But that's too big. Where's the one I was looking for? It's in the maple trees. I thought. That's the one. Put that right here. Go this one, and then this in the corner. You can turn that into one. This right here. Make a little garden. These are all with like the same pieces. Okay. Now that's all done. You can try to go into the boulders and get some mossy boulders placed around here. That's big boy. That's all done over there. We could probably throw a tree of some type there. I think I have an idea of which. And, just a fair warning, the more you decorate, the higher your chance of, crashing. Okay, so now we got some stones over there. Let's go back to the trees. And we could definitely put some bushes. We'll get that in a second. Let's get some more sakura trees up in here. That's too big. Let's see. Probably get rid of that boulder you just placed there. If you're following me exactly. Apologize if you are. I'm just kind of bouncing around, seeing what fits the vibe. Yeah, place that here actually. Because you still have the freedom to place a 1x2 tree there. And I would also place one more, if you got them, sakura tree? No, that's too much, I'm thinking. Right there. Just make sure you turn things around every now and then. I think that's all the sakura trees are going to place for the rest of the map, because the rest are going to be other trees. Since we're on the large trees now, they're still here, but I decided to place like large pine trees. So these are mostly pine trees in this corner over here. So let me actually delete these real quick so we can, or just place them again. I'll just do that. This is a, what is this? Yeah, like a tall pine tree, and this is a mighty pine tree. Yeah, so both of these are pine trees. I just wanted to double check what they were before I get rid of them and we start placing them. They're on their own menu, I thought. Yeah, pine trees. Oh yeah, no, they are part of the tall pine tree and mighty pine tree. They're right next to each other. I kind of went between the two, placing them sporadically. That's not even the right one. I had the other one. But I put one and then the other just around the dojo area. I don't know why, I just felt like that was pine trees for me. And then I had one more over here. This one did get deleted for sure. So yeah, just put tall pine trees around that. Then going over here to this side, we'll place some of the camphor trees, which are these ones right here. I just like how big these trees are. Place that right here. You want to go and grab that one and put another one right over here. This is where it was, by the garden area we've built. And then another one by the dojo, right behind your little training space. I think that's all the camphor trees we had. We had some smaller ones placed between those rocks over there, another one behind the blacksmiths. Oh, make sure you're turning these. I didn't turn that one. And then another one was over here. By the shrines. If you got, what are these, birch trees, or beech trees, let me see, maple trees. Gonna throw those between your pine trees. That'll make this area look like kind of a big old forest. I have natural foliage over there, it looks like. Oopsie. That's too close to the other one, I think. Can't build there. Okay. I think that's it for the big trees. We didn't have too many because I feel like it slows the game down, and that's when my game is starting to crash and stuff. So we can go into the bushes here. Start pushing some bushes around this space. You probably want to bush by the sakura tree over here, next to the peaceful garden that you built. And then maybe another small one by this sakura tree. You definitely want to bush by your well. And then a bush right here, if you got that. This guy, and right by that lantern. Speaking of lanterns, I realized this area probably has no illumination. So let's do that really quickly. Oopsie. No, we don't want heavy lantern. We want this smaller one. Going right there in that corner. Another one right here in this corner. And then by the entrance to the tea house. And then another one over here in this corner. If you can. You should be able to. Alright. That's some illumination over there. If you have the fire sconce ones, I don't know their actual name, go over to the dojo space actually. And we'll just do like every so often crisscross pattern, so fire on this side. And then, I don't know if we want it right next to that, fire on that side. And then maybe another one here, and here. Trees are in the way. Put one right there if you can. And then over here we'll have different lights, I think. So maybe one... Yeah, we won't have any of those right there. What kind of lights do we want over here? I don't think we've used these yet, so let's put these right here, I think. I don't know if it would be better to have them inside or like this. I think, yeah. Facing in like that. Since those lead to more residential type areas, will make them more nicer. The fire leading to the dojo, since you're gonna go punch things or cut things, whatever. We could probably place some more trees and bushes in this space. And stones. Actually, let's do that. Don't think we got any boulders over here. No. We got that one. Where's that big boy though? This guy. We got this one. This one's good. Throw him right here. If you can. Probably block up that torch a little bit, or come over. The torch will be right over it. It'll look nice. Alright, going over here. We'll throw this one on the opposite side. And then this little guy over here. I think over here we had the really big stone ones. Might be easier if I just go back. There's so many stones. These things. Yeah, it was that one. Right here. This one, on the other hand, now, I don't think was over here at all. It was somewhere though. I believe it's actually, well, if you're still on this menu, you might as well just throw that guy over here. It definitely was. That's on the left side by the residential space. I think I only had a couple of those. Not too many. Oh yeah, the other one was over here behind this space. Since you really won't be walking back here. However, if you wanted to, you could have a pathway over here. Behind the shrine, going like this. And then this, oopsie. All the way over here. In fact, could probably go this way. That. And then they use this on occasion. So you can connect the campfire and they'll walk all the way over there. That way you can walk by all this stuff you built. Up here you can just throw a bunch of trees and bushes. Let's walk around and see if we missed anything. Oops, apparently I missed some spots right there with some cobblestone. Sometimes the best way to visualize it isn't from above, from below. This is looking nice. If you really wanted to make more full, you can put more trees and stuff behind those bushes. We didn't really do anything here. Ah. We didn't do anything over there either. There's our little garden back here. Garden bridge. I think right here I had the forest garden path here, so that way the grass didn't get in the way. Oopsie. Too bad it's not nighttime, the lights won't be on. Looking nice, looking nice. I think that's about everything. Except for one thing, and that is optional if you decide to build a small room in the back. Let's work on that really quickly. So if you have your Shijiki here and you have your small room right here, you probably want to connect those. So first things first, we'll go into the build menu and go all the way down to the Serene garden. And then you're going to want to place those right there. You're going to want to place those there. And maybe actually move these over to the side. Why not? Let me see if I can do that. Actually, no. Can't. Zoom out one. There we go. Now those should be connected. And then that's good. there you can go into your foliage menu and grab, what was that big, here we are, overgrown lantern, and throw that in right here. It doesn't have to be centered, because it can't be. Then you're going to take probably your last peaceful garden and place that right here. Oh, it looks like you got one more. If that's the case, maybe we'll throw the last peaceful garden over here. Yeah, there you go. That's the last peaceful garden. With that, you can then take this piece of the scrub set and put it right here. And then you got another big chunky sakura tree. You can put it right. Oopsie. Here. And there should be a smaller sakura tree. That's what I was looking for. In this corner over here. That'll make a nice forest walk that you can enjoy. Sakura forest walk. Trees going over the... I don't even know what they're called. Stones and garden pieces. And last we'll put another overgrown lantern right here. Yes, looks like the pathway didn't connect there. That's weird. You got that this one right here, put that right there. And that kind of closes off that space. You can then probably go into the stone menu and grab some stones. Get some mossy boulders. Where's that big boy? I think it's this one. No. Where are you? Ah, here you are. Huge mossy boulder. We like this one. Put that in the inside. Here. Then go to the other side. Throw another one right there. And another one right here. Still on that menu, I guess you can come over to this side, put it there, and maybe we'll throw this big guy back here. Oopsie, not there, behind this tree. Like I said, you could go in all in on the foliage and put a bunch behind those trees. I wouldn't risk it though, because probably more stuff you build, the higher chance it will crash. Maybe throw some bushes though, back in that little garden we just built behind the base. One or two you could put some up against the side here. Turn it. That way it kind of looks like it's overgrown. And we're back to the same bush. Okay, that's a nice bush. We can throw some bushes on this side. Probably around that rock there. And then on the other side of that. think that's about it for that space. We didn't put any bushes over here though, so maybe throw some bushes there. And behind the tree. And over here we'll throw the 4 of the same bushes, I'm thinking. Not too big, we don't want them to catch on fire. These look nice. Arr, it's hard to place things sometimes. And then over here, we can put some bushes as well. Right here, actually. That's a nice bush. I think we'll put a boulder right there. Stones. Nice chunky boy here. There we go. I think we're good. I'm just now noticing that these trees are lined up. Move this one back, maybe? That way it's not on the same line as that. You don't want that. That looks... You'll notice that kind of stuff when you're walking around. Alright, I think that's about it. Congratulations. You got a green thumb. Now that we're back here, let's just quickly to our little garden we've created. So now that I've done a full tutorial of my base, I've decided I might make new layouts. I've made an alternate file, and I might experiment and see what I create. And if people like that, then we'll go from there. I don't know why the pathway came back here. That's weird. I could have sworn we put stone underneath that. Weird. It shouldn't do that. But I'm not going to waste your time trying to fix that in this video. Once again, thanks again for hanging out, and hopefully we can do more of those. Have a good one.